Hey, I'm Abby Butler, this is Replay, and today I am listening to Lorde's new album, Solar Power. I haven't heard any of the tracks aside from Solar Power, Mood Ring, and of course, Stoned at the Nail Salon, but aside from those three, I have no idea what the other tracks are. I'm just really excited. I've been a giant Lorde stan since Pure Heroin. I first heard Royals when I was on Tumblr and I was like 14. The first track that we're getting into is The Path. I'm so excited. Okay, flutes.
Born in the year of Oxycontin.
We're being inducted into something here.
Embraced in the tall grass.
I think this is such a good track to like set the mood of what we're going into. I think it's sort of eerie. Those backing vocals are so spooky, and I wonder if it's Clairo and Phoebe Bridgers.
Arm in a cast at the museum guy. Or if you're looking for a savior, well, that's not me.
If you're looking for a savior, that's not me. But she is a prettier Jesus. So it's gone very quickly and very smoothly from this like eerie vibe to a very sunny energy. I'm very interested because I know that this leads into Solar Power, so maybe she's ramping us up. I love it.
It's not me.
Things aren't as they seem. We aren't really sure where we are, but we kind of like it. We want to know more. I think it has some elements of Royals, where there's these mentions, the first line, born in the year of Oxycontin, teen millionaire having nightmares from the camera flash. I think it's Lorde telling us that for the last 7 years, this has been her life. It's been flashy, it's been bright, it's been exciting, but she's reining it back in, and she's sort of saying, maybe not goodbye, but putting that part of her life on hold and welcoming in this new part, which is, yeah, really tied into the natural world, leads right on in to the next track, Solar Power.
But when the heat comes, something takes a hold.
Can I kick it? Yeah, I can't help it, but every time I hear that line, all I think about is the meme on TikTok where it's like, me when I look at an ugly white dog, can I kick it? Yeah, I can. But of course, that is not that is not the reference that Lorde wants you to associate with that line. Tribe Called Quest, she said that this track is all about nostalgia, particularly the early noughties and the 90s and that carefree energy. So I really love the way that she just pulls in those cheeky samples to like make that mental link.
I'm kinda like a prettier Jesus.
I still don't know what she means by that. I think that she's just pulling in all of these sort of like biblical references. We heard the mention of saviors in the last track, in The Path. Now she's the prettier Jesus. I don't know, I think it's a fun line.
When you feel it kicking in, that's
In her first record, Pure Heroin, that she realized afterwards that she didn't really make many songs to dance to. And so she sort of remedied that, of course, with melodrama. You can just see her letting loose on the stage. I can see everyone having a great time. There it is. I think it's the perfect antidote to her last two albums. I think it is such a departure from the darkness and the moodiness and the introspection. I'm excited to see where we go next because it is a track called California. She said that this one is one of her favorites on the album in her Vogue video. So yeah, I'm excited to dive in.
once upon a time in Hollywood when Carol called my name.
I feel like I've been transported to like the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood vibes. Obviously the song is called California, but yeah, very 70s. I feel like the last two tracks were sort of repetitive, maybe a little more focused on like establishing what the aesthetic of the record would be. So I like that this one is like diving into the storytelling. Lorde is really leaning into that like falsetto register of hers, that higher part of her vocal, and it makes for this really like dreamy sort of feeling, but she is an incredible singer, incredible vocalist. I love that little...
That California love. Don't want that California love.
Once Lorde finds a hook, she's not going to let you forget about it. Whilst this is my first listen, as soon as I dive back in for a second, I'm going to know, I'm going to be able to sing along, which is nice. It's just a dream, this sort of alternate reality. We don't really know where we are. I mean, we're in California, but that was blissful. The Jack Antonoff touch really came through with that one. I really am keen to listen to that one again and just like pick up on all the sounds in the background that you can hear that all like build to create this atmosphere. The chorus, don't want that California love. Maybe California is referring to the life that she's once lived and she's escaping. She's back in New Zealand, back in her comfort zone. Every time I smell tequila, God, it goes up in my mind again. So yeah, I think that this album is reflecting a lot on what Lorde's gone through as a young woman, an enormous amount of fame at a very young age, and she's maintained relative stability throughout it all. And I think that this is, yeah, a really nice summary of that. The next track is the second single that we heard, Stoned at the Nail Salon.
But I wonder sometimes what I'm missing.
See, these lyrics are making me wonder, like, is she reminiscing on the past? I wonder sometimes what I'm missing. I wonder if that's sort of what the theme of this album's gonna be.
Stoned at the nail salon.
I love the way that she brings out these really big thoughts and ideas and then kind of dismisses them or brushes them off. All the beautiful girls will fade like the roses. I don't know though, maybe I'm just stoned at the nail salon. Also, can I just say, being stoned at the nail salon sounds like a goddamn nightmare. When I saw the title of this song, I was like, name a more stressful place to not be switched on, you know? If anyone could do it though, it's a girl, Ella.
All the music you loved at 16, you grow out of.
Lorde, I was listening to you at 16, okay? I was living in my parents' house, as you are when you're 14, and going off to, you know, the lyrics in Buzzcut season and logging onto Tumblr and looking at black and white photos. And then I had moved cities by myself by the time Melodrama came out, and it really soundtracked that time. It's a little sad, but I don't know if it's entirely true.
Just
Oh, that one is gonna catch some people off guard when she plays it live. It really feels like in this one, Lorde is sort of speaking to her younger self almost and giving this advice that she wishes she could just stay on the carousel going round and round, but you gotta cool it down, you gotta grow up. The music that you loved, you're not gonna love as much anymore. Oh, it really hits. It's sort of existential, but then she pulls it back to a really real place. I think she's an expert at doing that. And we're heading now, I don't know because this is my first listen, into Fallen Fruit. I like the name of it. That's all I gotta say, let's listen.
to the ones who came before us. The dreams we had were far too big.
Ooh.
Far too big. Marlins in our hair.
As soon as that acoustic guitar came in, I got cult again. I don't know what it was, but it sort of sounds like a bit of a like chant or something, a mention of psychedelics.
Dancing on the fallen fruit.
Ooh.
The fallen fruit.
Okay.
From the Nissan to the Phantom to the plane.
This is giving me pure heroin.
And the vapors.
So dramatic, I love it. Ooh. We're on a journey, folks. Strap in. I think that the heaviness of the production on that one really swamps it in kind of an unexpected way. Through the halls of splendor where the apple trees all grew, you'll leave us dancing on the fallen fruit. Is it about climate change? Is it about growing up? Oh, I don't know where we are now though. I don't know what to expect next. Secrets from a Girl, brackets, who's seen it all.
Dancing with my girls, only having 2 drinks, then leaving.
Okay, so we've just gone from, I think I've been abducted into a scary cult, to dancing with my girls, having some drinks, now we're leaving.
You're crying in the dark at your best friend's party. You've had enough, gotta turn the lights up, go home.
Okay, I'm getting melodrama.
Couldn't wait to turn 15. Then you blink and it's been 10 years.
Couldn't wait to turn 15, then you blink and it's been 10 years, and Lorde's on her 3rd album. God damn it, she knows how to just hit right here with like a sentence, if that, 5 words. Girl.
You can take him if you want him, these are just...
It's very Taylor Swift, of sort of like a run of words and then like cut into the drops, like ba-da-da-da-da, hit, there's the drop. It's sort of like a wink and a nudge. I do love the energy of Lorde at 25 years old, releasing a song called Secrets from a Girl Who's Seen It All. It's kind of like when people in their 20s release like their memoir, and it's like, sis, you got a lot more to see. We're welcoming in the guitars for this era.
Sadness. The temperature is unbearable until you face it.
Is that her?
Thank you for flying with strange airlines.
Is that Grimes?
Follow onto someone you love. Potential vertigo.
Whoa. I love the way that song ends. The little voice. It's Robin. It's Robin. It's Robin. Lorde really said, girls and gays, eat this up. Lorde faced a couple of tough reviews from people who weren't vibing the first 3 tracks of this album. And I staunchly was like, you just don't get it. She's having fun. It's camp. She's got a freaking spoken outro from Robin saying, welcome to sadness. Thank you for flying with strange airlines. Your emotional baggage can be picked up at carousel number 2. The moment she slaps that on a bit of merch, this has really taken a turn. We're going into now The Man with the Axe.
If I had to break it down,
Immediately my mood is like,
think of the lights in these years.
one moment I'm like, it's camp, it's fun, it's Robin. Now I'm like, whoa, there's a thunderstorm brewing outside and it's sort of the calm before it.
Thought I was a genius.
I thought I was a genius, but now I'm 22. Wow. I don't want to give too much credit to Jack Antonoff. Obviously, he is the main producer of this album, and a sort of a comparison to Taylor, who he worked with on her Folklore, Evermore albums, is this idea of listening to a song and not knowing. It's so personal, it feels so vulnerable, it feels so honest, but you don't know really if Lorde's talking about herself in first person or a character that she's talking about or someone else completely. Is it fictional? I feel like I'm hooked on every word trying to pick up clues.
I should have known when your favorite record was the same as my father's. You take me down.
I should have known when your favorite record was the same as my father's. Oh. So visceral. I think it's about a relationship, maybe with an older guy, perhaps? Or again, maybe she's not speaking from her own perspective. This lyric though, you found me clean as a pine, the man with the axe and the look in his eyes. We've been through so many hard times, I'm writing a love song for you, baby. Sarah Bareilles is not gonna write you a love song, but Lorde, she might. Now we're heading into Dominoes. Got some sirens.
I heard that you were doing yoga with Uma Thurman's mother just outside of Woodstock.
Oh, okay, Woodstock. I feel like Lorde became renowned in her first 2 albums for the production. And you know, people have said it's influenced the likes of Billie Eilish and the Olivia Rodrigos, like all of the pop gals who have come after Lorde, but this is stripping it all the way back. It feels like this guitar is just recorded into a mic and they're just playing it as it goes in the studio. It's really nice. It really feels like you're there with them.
You used to do the most cocaine of anyone I'd ever met.
A lot of drug references in this album. She's growing up.
The whole world changes right around you.
The whole world changes right around you. Maybe it's a reference to environmental damage and climate change. Maybe it's just a reference to getting older. Yeah, references to New Age, to Woodstock, to Flowers, Mr. Start Again. Oh, I love that. The creation of these characters that are sort of threading through the whole album. So from Dominoes, we are now heading into Big Star.
Everyone knows that you're too good for me, don't they?
Oh, starting off a song with the lyric that potent. They know that you're too good for me, don't they? Oh.
I'm a cheater, I lie and I'm shy.
Dreamy falsetto harmonies, but she can really bring it back to a very deep place as well, which I love. I think it really grounds it. Also though, it's gonna be a nightmare to try and sing in the car.
I used to love the party, now I'm not alright. Drinking in the dark, take me home tonight.
This album really feels like the aftermath of Melodrama. If Melodrama is this big, flashy party, then Solar Power sort of feels like the come down, where you're just finding comfort in all of the really simple things, the ocean, nature, your family, your hometown, yourself, nostalgia.
Honeybees make it home tonight.
Hope the honeybees make it home tonight.
Maybe till I die.
The vocals are just on the tip of her tongue.
Till I die.
Lorde, what are you doing to us? Leader of a new regime. If we didn't think we were in a cult before, this track may prove us wrong, but it's only 1.5 minutes long, so I'm intrigued.
Wearing SPF 3000 for the ultraviolet rays. Out my days.
Okay, so the energy I'm getting is that the earth has blown to pieces. There's a climate catastrophe. I mean, this is a very literal interpretation, but they've found their way onto this island. The only things they have are these very nostalgic, relics, the magazine, and now they're just looking for a leader of the new regime. I could be wrong, but I think it's gonna lead into Mood Ring, which is, I think this is sort of ramping up. Okay. Love it. All hope is lost. The future is uncertain. We don't know where we're heading, but in the album, we're heading into Mood Ring. I love this song. I've had it on repeat for the last few days. I'm obsessed with it. And if that song, Leader of the New Regime, was sort of pondering who is gonna lead us into this uncertain future, Mood Ring gives us a bit of a satirical answer. I love this song. Phoebe and Claire got the brief.
Today it's as dark as my roots.
I could pause after every line in this song and just go, that one. I've got to say though, this song really reminds me of two songs from the early 2000s. With You by Jessica Simpson, which is one of my all-time favorite songs, one of the best and most underrated pop songs ever written, and All Good Things by Nelly Furtado. It makes sense up here. So yeah, it's all of these new age references because, hey, we need a leader of the new regime. We don't know what the fuck is going on in the world. What better to look to than your tarot cards, your astrology. I literally have a saging stick. Religion in the traditional sense might not be what the younger generations are looking to for guidance, but instead they are serving Gwyneth Paltrow goop realness. I can't feel a thing, particularly in 2020 21, you don't really know what is going to happen in the future. You might have had all these plans. The things you can rely on are nostalgia and reminiscing and looking back at your childhood and playing songs from the early 2000s and, you know, looking at your tarot, checking your astrology, burning your crystals. I love it. We've all seen the girlies who try and fix their lives by going to a Bali wellness retreat. No wonder people are looking to all of these extreme measures to try and make sense of their lives when truly nothing makes sense. I love this. I'm probably going to buy a mood ring because of this. All the sad girls sing. Phoebe Bridgers, Clairo, Lorde, our sad girls. Why wouldn't the girls be sad? You know, look at the state of the world. I think a lot of particularly male music reviewers will lean into that trope to describe even your Billie Eilishes of just women who are expressing how they feel. Behind it are these female artists who are really struggling with whether it be fame or just growing up, being a woman in the public eye. And, you know, as we've seen with the likes of Britney Spears, it's not as perfect. Very Taylorish, like da 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 da. I love that song. And we're here with a 6-minute, 40-second track called Oceanic Feeling.
It's a blue day.
Okay, this beat coming in.
I think you're an angel.
Oh, little brother, I think you're an angel. Get emotional. I mean, in the last 18 months, I feel like the outside world has felt very far away. But at the same time, it's sort of been the only place that you can escape to, because aside from your home, when you're in lockdown, when it was outside of my 5-kilometer radius, I could go to the beach and jump in the water, and it was such an escape. It was this break from reality. I think that's why I'm like feeling so much listening to this song, because she is so brilliant at painting these hyper-realistic landscapes that you're just immediately in. Like, I feel like I'm on the boat on the bay with Lorde and her dad and her brother doing some fishing. I've never been fishing. I've never been in a bay in New Zealand, and yet I'm so there. There is something sort of meditative about like the really hypnotic, mesmerizing melody of like a long track that you just sink into. Far out, that was 5.5 minutes. That flew by. Usually I look at longer songs and I'm like,
Taking it 1 year at a time.
oh. Male vocal came out of nowhere. Oh, it's Marlon Williams. Are you kidding? New Zealand royalty. Was enlightenment found? No, but I'm trying. Taking it 1 year at a time. I love that. I adore that. I think it wraps up everything really nicely. And I think that a massive theme that came through in this album is having trust in yourself and patience with yourself. You'll be able to get through. If you can't find enlightenment or meaning in whatever's going on now, that's all right. I can't believe I've just listened to this new album for the first time. Wow, I feel like I've bodied it. I feel like I've experienced it. I think The Path was a really brilliant introduction. I loved the unexpected cameo from Robin in Secrets from a Girl Who's Seen It All. I love Mood Ring. I think maybe those are my three. For me, Pure Heroine holds a very special place in my heart album-wise. I think if I were to listen to a Lorde album start to finish, it would be Pure Heroine, but the singles off of Melodrama stand out a lot more to me. Like Homemade Dynamite is one of my favorite songs of all time. This one, I think it's sort of a combo of both. She's touching on the same angst and anxiety as those past two records. As a Lorde stan, I am far from disappointed. Yeah, it was unexpected, which is great. It's what we love about Lorde.
Euphoria mixed with existential vertigo. Cool.